Hey folks, welcome at the Shadowcast with my old friend Megan. How you doing today, Megan?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I just ran into a bunch of little puppies being strangled to death by some very angry-looking people, and I just kept on walking.
Oh,
I didn't even care. I didn't even care. And
That's
then,
good.
and then I saw some guy get hit and ran over by a truck, and he was probably high on PCP. I just grabbed his stash and kept on walking.
Well, that's a nightmare. I feel like, whatever.
So you're a huge animation nerd.
Yes,
You're going to Viacom, right?
possibly. I want to kind of switch my majors from like graphic design to communication slash kind of stuff. I don't write for cartoons. So I kind of
Nice.
Like,
What's your favorite cartoon in recent memory?
I'd say
Past 10 years.
What's that?
Past 10 years.
Past 10 years? Right after Last Airbender, She-Ra, or Owl House.
I liked Legend of Korra.
Legend of Korra. I forgot about that one.
It was good. Here's the thing. People bitch about Legend of Korra all the time. You know what the reality was?
What?
It was just different. It wasn't meant for young kids. It was meant for teenagers and young adults.
Considering Korra's like 17, it makes sense because
And they did some dark shit in that show. It got real. War crimes.
Oh yeah, well that was originally Avatar.
Yeah, but there were deaths. Each like when she's going up against that cult of like very powerful benders, the Black Lotus.
Oh yeah, the Red Lotus. I think.
Yeah, Red Lotus. Those powerful, like the first evil airbender we ever got.
Yeah,
Damn.
that was crazy. When I was a kid, I thought airbenders were all like positive and good.
Jedi shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good season. And I you know what I like about After Last Airbender? It feels like Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts. That's why I really like it.
It kind of is good. You said which one was it again? It was like Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts?
Legend Korra. It reminds me of like a JRPG.
In a way, I guess. I mean, it's more like I really didn't watch the original, but you're right, it is different from the original.
What's your favorite nation? And
Air Nation. I have Stan. I was always like Aang, and I have
Fire.
Fire.
Zuko is my favorite character, and he's also someone I would totally ship.
I believe you're right. Cause he's kind of like, you ever thought Zuko, like, Zuko's kind of autistic? Because he has, like, a sociopath traits.
He's an emo bitch.
He kind of is an emo bitch. I kind of like that about him.
So he's actually a good emo bitch, unlike Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Fuck Kylo Ren.
His redemption arc was a lot better than, like,
I honestly think Zuko had the storyline of the entire series. Zuko had the storyline of all the characters in the series, honestly.
Yeah.
I take he was a better character than Aang, in my opinion.
I feel like you're right. Like, as you get older, you kind of relate more to Zuko. Because, well...
You get angsty and you get emo, and you do a lot of drugs. Daddy hits you with fire. You cry. You're banished from the house to find an ancient...
God, Jesus, something.
Till you find Jesus, Avatar, Buddha, whatever. You go on this soul journey that you'll never find, because... And then you come back, you betrayed this guy who was showing you mercy, and you get in Daddy's good side. Then you realize Daddy's a genocidal maniac who wants to blow up everything so he can build his fancy hentai bookstore on top of the ruins of civilization.
I feel like, when you read, when you look
Pretty
at
much.
Yeah, when you look at the third season, I agree. Like, Zuko eventually realizes he's like the dad's not that good.
I liked Korra as a character. She's completely the opposite of Aang.
In a way, she's not totally opposite. She has Aang's personality traits, but not the same way. She's more strong-willed.
You know what I like about Korra? She's a very complex character. Yeah, she's a woman. There's times where she acts like all feminine shit, but she's a total tomboy.
Either way is fine. I feel like she's kind of...
No, what I'm trying to say is she's more masculine than Aang was.
And I like that, because as a gay woman, like, I feel like her being bi was a really good representation.
Yeah, I liked her being more she's more a warrior than Aang was, and, they're trying to send a message with it, and hands off to them, they succeeded.
Oh, yeah.
Korra was a greatly written character and represents a very well-balanced character between, like, stereotypes and being a unique person all herself. She was a unique character. I liked her.
Yeah,
she's extremely well written.
I feel like she was kind of like started off really quote unquote immature, but she kind of was because she had just been a kid. She had like grown up this whole ice thing the whole time, like the South Pole, and it's like her parents never let her go.
And there were war crimes in Legend of Korra. There were wars.
Well, yeah,
there was politics. There was politics. There was hate crimes. There was cults. She got
all exposed to that the minute she went out to Republic City. It was like, wow, this is what the world is.
Hell, there were references to nukes in a way. If you think about it. The Earth Empire had all those like super mana bombs or some shit. Yeah, as far as last season. Mm-hmm. But moving on to it, you like Owl House, huh?
Oh yeah, big fan. I got a tattoo.
Nice. Have you seen? Now I don't know if you ever saw this. Did you ever see Hazbin Hotel?
Hazbin Hotel, was that the one about
Hal?
Hal. Was that the one about, like, can you explain the plot? I might have
So,
seen it.
Has Been Hotel is a YouTube series, and it's very talented, probably the best work of Western animation I've ever seen in years, probably my entire life. It's about, okay, so there's hell. Everyone goes to hell. It's full of these colorful, cartoonish demons.
Oh, nice.
And every year there's a giant cleansing of the demons.
Oh, dear.
And once again, yeah, the angels come down and they depopulate hell.
Crazy. That's
And the daughter of hell, Charlie, who literally has a sing-along saying how in every side of every demon is a rainbow, and every side of every cupcake wielding it, of every maniac, she sings a song about evil, and in every terrible evil person there's an ounce of good, happiness, and then whatever, power, friendship, bullshit. But
kind of bubbly compared to, like,
it's weird. She's the daughter of hell, but yet she's the daughter of Lucifer, but yet she's like this positive, happy, hopeful person, and she wants to rehabilitate sinners and demons and get them into a paradise. Because, ironically, she's actually telling the actually good message. There's always hope for everyone, no matter where you're at. And it's actually, ironically, I can't believe, and some religious people go after her for this, but in reality, she's actually telling your story, and then you're telling it, honestly.
Right.
And so the entire premise of the show, she wants to rehabilitate sinners and demons who are drug addicts, sex addicts, porn stars, and she wants to make them into better people and get them to a better plane of existence.
Okay, well,
It's a musical.
Okay.
It's and guess what? They have an all-star voice cast. The guy who plays Billy in Invader Zim is one of the voices in the show.
Really?
It's a great show. It has a lot of animation, old stars coming back to it. You should really watch it. It's right up your alley. If you like Invader Zim, you'd like it.
I think you're right. I kind of like the dark theme stuff, and I kind of really like the idea of, like, when you mentioned, like, the religion side of it. Like, I've never been a religious person. I've always kind of been, like,
No
atheist, but
judgment, no judgment.
No, I get that.
But you know what I'm trying to say? It's made by someone who's bisexual and goth, and she's telling him she's a story. Hey, I'm going to tell a story that you people say you're saying, but you're really not.
Exactly. It's
which is weird. Being the redemption of people. Isn't that the whole point of your fucking religion?
Well, yeah, I feel like people.
You know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, I feel like other people can prey on that though, because they like you mentioned, like certain people are like have to redeem themselves. Well, how many people are really going to redeem? Sorry, how many people are really going to need to redeem themselves? What I'm trying to say is like.
Yeah, it's true for day-to-day life. How many of us are willing to jump out of our boxes and actually try and better ourselves and try and be a better person,
Right, and what defines a better person? It's different for everyone. Like, morals speaking, like, I guess.
I mean, for me, being a better person is being the best version of yourself you can be. Right. And being a genuinely kind, loving human being. That's what I mean by a better person.
Exactly. And it looks different for everyone. Because everyone's got different life circumstances.
So,
What's up?
Did you see the Invader Zim reboot? Into the Florpus. You've not seen Into the Florpus.
No, I have not seen the new Invader Zim. I'm sorry.
Okay, have you heard of what they did Rugrats?
Oh, that was cringe. I saw the trailer for it. I'm like, it's cringe.
They turned Rugrats into a CGI.
I hate CGI animation.
Here's my thing. 2D is more art than 3D, okay? That's just a fact.
Yeah, you're right.
2D
is kind of cringe.
Well, Jimmy Neutron's okay. Yeah,
the Disney movies like Frozen, I don't know. Like, I like.
Well, it depends on the style of 3D.
Right.
Like, take DreamWorks, the studio.
Yeah.
The company that made El Dorado and all that shit in the 90s.
Shrek in the 90s?
No, so DreamWorks started off and split off from Disney because they wanted to tell real, mature 2D stories that Disney wouldn't tell. So eventually they decided, hey, this isn't making us much money. So they decided to make movies like Shrek.
Right.
So they originally started off doing 2D animation. That's where you get Road to El Dorado, Sinbad, Prince of Egypt, stuff like that.
2D animation from DreamWorks is stuff about She-Ra, because She-Ra.
Oh, She-Ra's great. She-Ra's great.
Love that show. It was like everything I looked for in a show when I was a kid. I'm like, I wish I had that when I was younger. It was like all the representation, the swords, the sci-fi, the fantasy elements. It's just kind of like all this combined in one show. And considering it's a reboot, I was actually really impressed.
Have you heard of Primal on Adult Swim?
Primal?
Yeah, Samurai Jack, right?
Samurai Jack. I haven't seen Samurai Jack.
It's made by the same guy who made Samurai Jack. It's about a caveman who tames a T-Rex and they go hunting on hunting missions there. The first season is all about them fighting off giant dinosaurs and other monsters, woolly mammoths, saber-toothed cats, giant snakes. Then it turns in, it gets really fucking weird in the second season when they find other humans on the other side of the sea, and they find out there's like ancient Atlantean civilizations, ancient Egyptian slavers, Nordic Vikings riding polar bears, and there's no English language in this. There's not even any subtitles.
Wait, there's no, like, they don't even have, like,
There's languages, but there's no subtitles for him. And the main character is so primitive, he doesn't even have a spoken language till later in the series.
So it's like all nonverbal animation that shows the story.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's brilliant. It's art. It's probably the best art I've ever seen in the
It reminds
animation.
me of old school stuff because it's like back in the day they didn't have like Mickey Mouse. Like,
Well, they're trying to portray sentience, intelligence, and soul through non-verbal like ways of communicating.
that's actually a pretty good idea.
My favorite anime series, Gravity Falls.
Oh yes. I just started watching it recently.
You have only recently.
Yeah, I was like, this is on Disney Plus, and I just recently got Disney Plus last year, so I was like, I should check this out, and then I check it out. I'm like, I like the first season so far. It's like not
No
what I
spoil.
expected. No
So
spoilers.
you don't want any spoilers, okay?
I've seen up to like the episode where Mabel meets that one kid that's like creepy and was
Gideon?
Gideon, yeah.
I like that kid.
He was weird though. Like Mabel was like.
I identify with Gideon. I'm a little cuck boy who's just trying to get some relationship and never goes my way.
He's like the incel of Cartoon Network. No, he's the incel of Disney Channel.
You know what? Technically, I am an incel. Technically, by the strictest definition of the word, I am an incel.
Are you really though?
Involuntary celibate.
You have to like be okay. Don't you have to be an ideology to do that? Like,
Well, no, the basic. Well, yeah, to be part of the spiritual view, you have to be in the philosophy. Like Munch, our friend of ours, he's an incel.
I don't think I like really agree with that because incel is just kind of like the philosophy is just whack. It's like
No,
your
yeah, the
attitude-
philosophy's fucked up, but the generic term involuntary celibate, I'm technically an incel if that's your definition of incel.
I feel like though at the same time you're not because
I'm trying, I'm hoping, and I'm trying to get something out of it, you know, and I'm not giving up in despair. That's what separates me from real incels. I haven't given up in despair.
And for all you know, someone would look at you and be like, "Wow."
Well, here's a good note to know. Almost everyone finds someone in the end. Like 90,
Yeah.
it's only rare that, and usually when it doesn't happen, there's a reason for it, you know?
Yeah, it's usually the attitude problem about
Someone-
incels.
Yeah, it's you only ever truly fail in trying to get into a relationship when you give up.
I've heard a saying where like
When you, if it's on, and you know what, Munch told me this. Well, his dad told me this. For every person says no to you, there's 1,000 other people in your town alone who will say yes to you.
exactly, and, it's
And that's
like,
just the
eventually
men-
you'll find someone.
That's just the mentality I have.
I believe you're right because like honestly, there's a saying. It's like when you try so hard, I feel like it kind of like it goes along the lines of you try so hard like to find your love of your life. You're never gonna find it, but then like when you stop trying, just focus on what you like and what you're passionate about, and like the people will come to you in a way. You know what I'm saying?
I'm living by that now. I'm living by that.
Same
I'm
here.
trying to do that.
I believe you're right because it's like
I think you and me have both searched for a long time, and I feel like we're on a similar path. If we just let it happen, it'll happen.
exactly like my friend Jai, who was from work, or a couple years ago when I was working with him, he said, "How much money do you lose chasing women?" And I'm like, "A lot of money." And then he's like, "How much women do you lose chasing money?" I'm like, "Theoretically zero." That's kind of like what he explained to me. It's like if you chase like what you're passionate about and like getting the bag and everything, like that sounds really ridiculous way of saying it. Like if you chase things instead of people, people will come to you.
Yeah, exactly. There's another good show I loved back in the day, Static Shock. That was amazing. That show dealt with racism all the way back in the early 2000s.
Was that Goofy movie?
No, that was Static Shock, the African American like superhero in DC who could bend like electricity.
Oh yeah, I'm way confused.
That show dealt with real subjects: racism, bullying. Hell, they even had a kid walk into a high school in that show with a gun once.
Really, I never knew that.
And how come most kids shows nowadays are like Teen Titans Go, but the kid shows you and me grew up with are so fucking edgy by modern standards?
I feel like it got deeper in like the original Teen Titans. You're right, because it's like back then it was more of a series, but like now in Teen Titans Go, like you mentioned, like it's more like one episode of dumb stuff that is PC related, and it's like you move on to the next episode.
Teen Titans Go literally knows everyone hates them. Teen Titans Go literally knows everyone hates them. Have I told you about the episode where they got Make-A-Wish kid to come on their show?
What happened with that?
They got Make-A-Wish kid to come on their show, And they used him as a way of saying, hey, look, this kid likes us. He likes our content. How come you don't?
That's kind of fucked up. It's just like using them as like a tool.
You're using a Make-A-Wish kid to make a point. That's fucking disgusting.
Did he have cancer? Like, it doesn't matter to Make-A-Wish.
I think he had cancer. I think he's dead by now.
I mean, he's dying. Like, damn, dude. Like, calm down. You guys go creators.
They know everyone hates them, and they make fun of it. They make entire episodes like 3 times a season acknowledging that everyone hates them. You know what show I'm really stoked for, though, coming up pretty soon?
What is it?
I'm really stoked for, well, there's the anime show I'm really looking forward to. And not just Primal. I'm looking forward to the Rick and Morty season premiere. It looks awesome.
I have seen Rick and Morty now. I've seen the first season at least. My friend made me. It's really kind of funny and good.
Yeah, the anime movie I really want to see is they're making a remake of fucking King of the Hill.
King of the Hill, that's right.
They're making a remake of King of the Hill.
Remake.
And it's going to be based, Bobby will be in college, and Hank will be dealing with college kids and Trump in the modern day PC climate we live in. I'll tell you what, Bobby, I don't agree with all this stupidity. College campuses are full of jackasses.
I feel like that's South Park. That's just another brand of South Park in a way.
South Park is brilliant. South Park is a great show.
I feel like the creators, though, I really like South Park. The way all the other shows do it, kind of like, it's just kind of, but South Park actually brings up points of both left and the right in a way that
they mock everyone. They mock. You know what's ironic?
Yeah.
South Park actually is probably the best show on television that represents people on the spectrum.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
People, like, they don't. Man, Trey Parker said when it comes to like they're displaying when they're displaying people who are disabled in their show, like Timmy and Jimmy.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we don't see these kids as like the punching bag or jokes. We see them as just another characters. They have their.
Yeah, you're right.
There's literally an episode where they give Timmy a condom because they're worried about him getting an STD. The one in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Once again, you know the message they're trying to portray, right?
Well,
these are people. These are people.
Well, She-Ra and Trapta, the Princess of Drill, is autistic. So the creators came out and said Trapta from Princess of Drill is autistic, a character they have.
Yeah.
And she's treated as just about part of the plot. It's not really just about, like, you know...
Token representation. But
it's not token representation.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not.
It's really good because it's like, it doesn't just use it as like this person's different.
You know what's ironic? South Park, the most darkest and like effed up satire of America and human history, is pro-disability where the news isn't.
I know, I find that really odd. I feel like, you know, news in general, like real life, is just kind of like disability porn and stuff. Well, not like that, quite, I can't really long. But like I'm saying,
disability means sad. Disability means you need to have...
inspiration porn is what they call it. Like, I don't like that whole idea of like, oh, there's a, you know, it's like when you said token, like, characters that are like used for that. It's like, can you just recognize them as real life people in a way? You know, as I work on the spectrum, we know better than anyone else. But,
you know what I can't stand when people claim to be autistic or bisexual just for social media points.
What's that?
I can't stand when people claim to be autistic on Facebook or for social media just for, like, bragging points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people literally claim to be autistic just to feel special.
Well, that's not entirely true. Some people really are, and they're just underdiagnosed in a way. Like, some people suspect they are, and they're having traits of it.
Yeah. There's a YouTuber I'm aware of. His name is Jimmy Snow. Dear Mr. Atheist.
I've heard of him, yeah.
He literally came out as autistic as a way of, like, dodging, like, the criticism of him after he was caught in some scandals.
Was he actually autistic, though?
You know, like how when Haley claimed to be autistic?
She was dumb, so no.
A similar thing to that.
Yeah, I don't think she was ever, because she was just kind of like saying that.
Okay, back to the subject at hand.
Sorry.
You know
got that part out, right?
Yeah, I can. I'll edit. Animation I really like is, okay, have you seen, what's your opinion, like, old Cartoon Network versus the current one?
Old Cartoon Network versus the current one. Old one was better. I like Powerpuff Girls. I liked Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, the new one, I've never seen the new one, so I don't know, but I hear a lot of people like saying the new one's a little bit like stupid.
Teenage Ninja Turtles, the 2004 version.
Yeah,
the one on Fox. That was my shit.
I also kind of like the new version, like the brand new version of the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The one that's gone back to actual animation and not 4D.
Well, not 4D, yeah.
3D.
Yeah, I don't like the CGI version.
That one was terrible. I was disgusted by it.
It was too serious.
I don't think it was too serious. I think it was just like
shit.
It was shit. Yeah, it was pure fucking shit.
Honestly, I think the new one's kind of funny though. Like Raphael and how like
Yeah.
how it's just kind of exciting.
Well, the original TV one was the worst. The one from the 80s was the worst. I hated the one from the 80s.
Everyone was brags about watching that when they were a kid, but it's like, dude, you're just a Generation X. It's still a nostalgic way.
The worst anime show I've ever seen, Laszlo.
What's that?
Camp Laszlo.
Never seen it.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
I hate characters that are happy all the fucking time.
Because it's not real in there.
And it's annoying. I hate characters that are happy all the time. Invader Zim. That's like my favorite show, one of my favorite animation shows of all
Yeah, I
time.
was kind of bored SpongeBob over Invader Zim. Just like, it was less kind of like freaky. Like, I like scary, but like, I don't like the idea of like, Invader Zim was very like, how do I explain it? I don't mind the scary things in Invader Zim. However, it's very dark at every single episode. It's like
The episode where they harvest Zim harvest organs for the entire school.
That freaked me out as a 6-year-old.
You know what's effed up about that?
What?
Someone actually got inspired by that and did it in real life.
What?
Yeah,
When?
like 2009.
Oh dear.
Dark harvest. Or the episode where they turned into baloney and all the dogs had them surrounded outside this little crappy house.
Or the one where Christmas episode where they drained Santa's brain.
Yeah.
And like Zim hooks up this Santa to like a brain thing. It's like, figure out what.
So what anime shows are you looking forward to?
Well, third season of House, obviously, and like want to finish Gravity Falls. There was one other cartoon in that realm that I really wanted to start up yet. It was something like it was similar. You ever seen? I know you hate this one, Steven's Universe.
Mixed feelings about Steven Universe. Mixed feelings about it. The fan base is toxic as hell. I like Garnet. I like most of the Crystal Gems, aside from Steven.
Steven's kind of a idiot in a way. Steven is.
I don't know. I have such mixed feelings about Steven Universe. Okay, one, you're telling important stories. You're pushing. Okay, you're pushing the boundaries in certain ways. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
You're pushing the boundaries. You're saying like, hey, here's a little boy, but he's the heart of the team instead of being the badass warrior.
Was he like the
feminine one?
No, he was the son of Ruby, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, the main creator. Oh, by the way, Adventure Time.
Oh,
I love that show, and they're making new episodes.
I feel like that was legit.
They're making new episodes.
They're making new episodes?
Yeah, it's on HBO Max, I think.
There was one other show that was like that, where like they just started it up. Like Gravity Falls never got a season 3 with Alex Hirsch. On Twitter, had like signaled towards him a little bit, but he was like, "Just kidding," and it's like, dang it.
There's them.
No, I was talking about Gravity Falls.
I wouldn't mind a new Gravity Falls. I wouldn't mind that. I would like that. Wait, there's only 2 seasons?
There's only 2 seasons, but like
it was stretched out over such a long time.
I feel like that gives enough time to get emotionally attached to the show. Because like Owl House, that was for me.
You know what? Yeah, you know what the worst community in animation is?
What?
Amore shippers.
Who?
There are these people that go into the Pokemon anime and they ship the kids with each other and with other Pokemon even.
See, people are just weirdos.
That's come from you and me. That's come
Yeah,
from you and me. We're
Right.
calling them weirdos.
Right?
There's people that literally make fan fiction of asking with a female Pokemon.
I just don't understand some anime fans. Like,
That makes me
wrong.
lose hope in humanity. Certain, like,
Certain, like, when I go to an anime convention, you think, like, most people I met are nice, but some other people, they just kind of, like,
You know who
they're
I
not stuck in reality.
You know who I can't stand? Furries. I can't
Oh, yeah.
fucking stand furries.
They're just kind of weird, because they're, like,
Some of them are okay. Some of them are okay.
the idea to me is weird that you would like a wolf. I don't know.
You ever heard of Yiff parties? You know what that is?
Oh, I have a meeting at 3 o'clock. Should I have to go?
So let's just end it. Yeah, if you ever want to join us for more content, we'll just have like round table discussions like this about animation in the future. Until next time, folks, stay sane.
Nice to meet you.